Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back, or it's your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you'd like to be part of the fam. So for today's video, we are going to be doing 3 looks using the brand new eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona, and this is what it looks like. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. So this is what the palette looks like. It has a lot of really gorgeous purple shades in here. I really think it's a nice change up from the typical like warm brown palettes that are always seen over and over and over again. Obviously, whenever you mention a Natasha Denona palette, you know that it's gonna also come with a pretty hefty price tag, and that was like the driving force behind me wanting to do one of these like 3 looks, 1 palette videos, because it is so expensive. Obviously, if you do pick it up, you want to get as much use out of it as possible, so that's why I wanted to show you guys 3 looks using it. The look that I'm wearing right now is one of the looks. I also have something that's a little bit more fun and colorful, and then I also have one that is a little bit more softer and more romantic, I like to call it. So I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy today's video and that you enjoy the looks that I created using this palette. Please let me know if you like these types of videos, and if you do, let me know what palette you'd like to see me use next, because I would love to know. Of course, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So without further ado, let's get into the first look. Alright guys, so let's first start off with the first look, and I really wanted to show you guys not only how to create a wearable look with this palette, but specifically how to create a wearable purple look with this palette, because obviously this whole entire palette is very much purple themed. There are a lot of different purple shades in here, but they all seem pretty dramatic on first glance, so I wanted to show you guys that you can create something a little bit softer. Also, for every single eye look, I'm also going to switch up the lip. So right now I'm wearing the Bite Beauty High Pigment Lip Pencil in the shade Madeira. I'm not really sure how to say it, but it will be listed down below. This is just a really nice pale pink glossy nude. Yeah, let's actually get started. I'm going to show you guys how to create this. So first, starting off with the transition shade, I'm going to take my Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm going to take this shade right over here. It's like a cool toned purpley taupe, and I'm just going to start to buff this above the crease. Keep in mind that the Natasha Denona eyeshadows are very pigmented, so you really do not need to like dig your brush into the eyeshadow color. You will just end up with way too much pigment, so really go light with the application and just build it up so that you don't end up with too much product. So I'm just buffing this right above my crease, as I said, for my transition shade, just to help all the other shades blend seamlessly. And I'm also going to start to create the eye shape. As you can see, I sort of pulled out the eyeshadow a little bit to give me a little bit of a cat eye. So I'm going to start to create that shape with the transition shade by just flicking it out towards the tail end of my brow, just like that. And I'm also going to connect it down towards my lash line as well. Being pretty messy with this shade, don't have to be too precise since it is quite light. Now I'm going in with a smaller blending brush. This is one of my favorite blending brushes, the Smith 247, and I'm going to take this light mauvey pink. This is also matte, and I'm going to start to apply this into my crease. This is going to be our first crease shade. So obviously you don't want this to be as blown out as a transition shade. You want it to be a little bit more concentrated because we want to create some depth. So I'm just applying that directly into the crease, also on the outer corner of the eye. Something that I also really like about the Natasha Denona eyeshadows is I find that they blend really, really easily into each other. You really don't have to work too hard in order for them to look seamless. I mean, I would really hope so, considering her palettes are insanely expensive. You'd want the eyeshadows to just work beautifully, and I really find that they do. I've taken the same Smith brush, and I'm going to grab this shade right over here. This is probably one of my favorite shades in the palette. It's another matte one, and it's like this just really pretty rosy pink. So I'm sort of just very lightly applying this on the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to go back into my fluffy blending brush and just go over it just to make sure that it's nice and blended. So next I'm going to take this shade right in the corner. This is like a cool toned rose gold pink shade, and I'm going to apply this on my lid, but I'm actually going to use my finger because I find that her metallics apply so much more intense when you do use your finger. Not going all the way where we put those matte shades, but on the empty space that we didn't apply anything yet. Please don't mind my nail, by the way. It just broke, so I know it looks really weird and stubby, but I'm going to take the shade right on the other corner of the palette, and this is just like a silvery lilac. It's the lightest, shimmery shade in the palette, so I'm just, again, taking it on my finger, and I'm just applying a touch, like right in the center of my lid, just to add a little bit of pop. You see how that just creates a little bit more dimension to the look. It's those little details that in the end will make the biggest difference. These are the things that you don't want to skip on. Look how pretty that looks. I'm now going to take my flat shader brush. This is my MAC 242, and using the same shade, I'm going to apply this on the inner corner of my eye as well as on my brow bone to highlight. So now for my lower lash line, I'm just going to grab this Smith 253 brush. Use any brush of your choice though, and I'm going to take the second shade that we used, which was this mid-tone like mauve-y pink shade, and I'm just going to sweep this underneath my eyes, and I'm going to definitely make sure to connect it right on that outer corner so that the eye looks like one and it doesn't look disjointed. So right at the outer corner, I'm just sort of flicking it outwards to follow that winged out shape that I already created. Now just to finish off the eye look, I'm going to take my nude eyeliner. This is my Tarte Fake Awake eyeliner, but there are so many nude eyeliners on the market from the drugstore especially that are really great. The Rimmel nude eyeliner is another one of my favorites. I just can't really find it anywhere. And NYX also has a great one as well. And now it's time to finish off the look with mascara. Of course, I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Lash Sensational. You guys know it's my fave. And I will be right back with the finished look. So that's it for look number one. I think it's super soft, very wearable, and it still has that like hint of that purple touch, which I personally really like. So now it's time to take this off and let's do something slightly more dramatic. I am back with a new look on my eyelids. This one is definitely a little bit more bold, and it is way brighter than the last look that we did. It actually matches exactly my earrings, which is so great. So this look uses the bright pink that is right in the center of the palette. This is the color that really stood out to me as soon as I opened this thing up. It's also the color that a lot of you guys wanted to see me use in this tutorial. I got so many requests when I did say that I was doing the 3 looks using this palette. So because this color in and of itself is like a statement and it's so bright and in your face, I didn't really want to do something like too intense as far as like how I was placing the eyeshadow. I didn't want it to look too structured. I want it to look really nice and just easy, sort of like you just slapped it on your eye. So that's what I did. I basically just put the pink all over the lid and buffed it out. And then I don't know if you guys can see, but on my lower lash line, I actually use this copper shade right over here, which I think really makes the look really, really cool. For my lip, I opted to do something really simple just to keep the eyes as the focus. So I layered Melt Nude with my Bite Lip Pencil in 20, and I got this like perfect nude shade. So I'm gonna start off by mixing these 2 shades together. We're gonna use this as the transition shade once more. And I'm just going to buff this similar to like what we did last time, all around my eye, above my crease. You may also notice that I'm not flicking out the eyeshadow because I don't want like a super cat eye effect. I want this look to be a little bit more rounded. So I'm just following the natural shape of my eye. Next, I'm going to take my flat shader brush. This is my MAC 242, and I'm going to go into the bright pink shade and then just swipe it on. So I'm basically just swiping this literally all over my lid, all the way up to my crease. And I'm going to take my blending brush with really nothing on it, and I'm just going to buff along the edge just to make sure that it's nicely blended into the transition shade. All right, I'm now going to take my pencil brush, and I'm going to go into the copper shade right up here. And I'm just going to press this onto my lower lash line. Again, you want to make sure to connect the shade right at the outer corner of the eye. You don't want there to be any space in between. And now for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to take the same shade that I used for the last look, that like lilac-y silver shade. I was actually considering using the gold, but because the pink and the orange are obviously such warm shades, I thought it was cool to use something a little bit more cool tone just to give a bit of a contrast so it wasn't so monotone. So I'm actually going to take this eyeliner from Urban Decay because I think it's going to look really cool with this look, and it's also going to make the orange pop a little bit more. This is one of the 24/7 Glide On pencils, and this one is in the shade Torch, and it's just like a burnt orange shade. So I'm going to apply this onto my waterline. And now I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara, and I'll be back with the finished look. Now, I did not expect that I would love this look as much as I do because I never play with this type of color, but I think that these colors paired together are just like so fun, and I really think that it's a lot more wearable than I expected. Like, I would feel comfortable like going out of my house and wearing this and not really feeling like silly, because sometimes when I do wear looks that are a little bit more out of the box, like I always feel like people are just staring at me, but I really feel good in this. I quite like it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Would you rock this? So I'm back for the final look, and this is what I came up with. I really wanted to do something that was very, very wearable and fresh looking, but still had a little bit of like pop of color and glam. So as you can see, like on the outer corner, I used the Royal Purple Blue in the palette. And I feel like just putting a little bit of color right on the outer corner is a really great way to make color very, very wearable. And I also put a little bit of glitter right in the center of my lid just to add a little bit of sparkle. So I hope you guys are gonna like this one, and let's get started. So I'm starting off with the shade right in the corner of the palette. This is just like a cool toned grayish purple. And I'm taking this again on my fluffy brush. This one is my Morphe M576. And I'm just going to sweep this mostly concentrated on the outer corner. And I'm also sweeping this on the outer corner of my eye as well, as we did in the other ones. Next, what I did is I took this purple shade right down here. And on a flat shader brush, I'm just gonna press this on the outer corner of my eye, sort of creating like a V shape. Next, I'm gonna go into the Royal Blue Purple shade in the palette, which is sort of the star of this look. And I'm going to take that on a flat shader brush that is dampened with a little bit of like a setting spray. I'm just using my Caudalie Beauty Elixir just because it's what I have right next to me. You could also use water if you'd like. And I'm going to pick this up and start to press it again on the outer corner of the eye. You want to build this color up so that it really, really pops, which is why I dampened it. It doesn't really need to be dampened, but I find it looks just slightly more intense when you do, and more metallic as well. I'm just taking my blending brush without anything on it and just sort of buffing around the edges to make sure that it's blended into the other shades that we already applied. So next, to add a little bit of like a different twist to this look, I'm going to take this gold. I also want to use as many colors in this palette as possible in these tutorials, so that's why I also wanted to use the gold, and I find it also adds just like a cool little twist to this look. And I'm just popping this right in the center of the lid. And now I'm going to take the lilac silvery shade that we've been using a ton today, and I'm going to apply this on the first half of my lid. So for my glitter, I'm taking my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Midnight Cowboy. And I'm just sort of putting that right in the center of my lid on top of the gold. So now I'm gonna go off camera and do my winged eyeliner. It's like impossible for me to do it properly on camera, so I will be right back. So while I was doing my eyeliner, I also went ahead and just popped on some mascara to finish off the look. And I actually want to show you guys how to take this look like one step further. So to make this a little bit more smoky, I'm going to take this shade right over here on my flat definer brush. I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. Ideally, you would do this before mascara, but I don't have that luxury right now. And I'm only putting this on the outer half of my eye. I'm not going all the way to my inner corner because we do have that like cat eye shape going on. I sort of want to continue that look and keep it so it's really pulling my eye out. By only putting like a dark shade on the outer half, it's going to continue that illusion. And now next, I'm going to take this Makeup Forever Aqua XL eye pencil in the shade M80. This is just a matte purple shade, and I'm going to put this in my waterline. Again, I'm not bringing this eyeliner all the way to my inner corner. I'm just keeping it where I put that eyeshadow. So here is what the look looks like, just a little bit smokier. I totally forgot to mention what's on my lips. This is the Katie and Desi collab with Dose of Colors. It's the gloss in Over the Top. It's basically just like a clear gloss with a lot of gold shimmer in it. I wanted to do something like this because I felt like it sort of like tied in the gold shimmer that's on the lid, and it also just keeps all the focus on the eyes as well. So guys, that is it for all the tutorials. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found them helpful. Please let me know if you end up recreating any of the looks, and if you do, you must send me a picture on like Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I would love to see your recreations. Definitely let me know if you're going to be picking up this palette in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.